Deadpool and Wolverine probably has me the most hyped I've been for a Marvel movie in ages. Seriously, after some of the stinkers they've been releasing, it's nice to finally have something to look forward to. So, as the release date comes winding down, it's sad to see LEGO decided to skip out on this one. Look, I know the movie is rated R and stuff, but they made a figure for Echo in last year's CMF, so there's nothing really stopping them from releasing sets for the film. Well, if they won't do anything about it, guess I'll just have to step up and give it my maximum effort. I present set number 21990, Cassandra Nova's Compound Ambush. The set includes 1,935 pieces and 9 minifigures of some of the characters from the film. Now, I am making this video before the movie comes out, as these things take forever to make, so rest assured that this is a spoiler-free video. So, with all that said,
let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Starting us off, we have Marvel Jesus himself, Deadpool. The first two Deadpool movies are some of my favorite comic book films, so I'm happy to see Disney give Ryan a chance to cook.
Let this man cook!
Wade would use dual molded legs with some detailed printing for his boots. This along with some arm printing to represent his shoulder pads and a scabbard piece for his katanas to attach to, as well as an alternate head showing him off in all his avocado glory.
You look like an avocado. Had sex with an older, more disgusting avocado. Yeah.
Finally, he would have his 2 pistols as his accessory. Overall, just really capturing that Ryan Reynolds cross with a Sharpay look. Honestly, still can't believe Hugh Jackman came back to play Wolverine. I mean, after the masterpiece that was Logan, I'm surprised he'd want to come back.
Disney brought him back. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
Not that I'm complaining though. As someone who grew up with the X-Men films, finally seeing Wolverine in his comic-accurate costume makes me so happy. Logan would use dual molded legs with printing for his boots, as well as dual molded arms with printing for his gloves, and the official shoulder pad piece to give the figure some bulk. This along with an alternate angrier expression, and a new hairpiece to match Logan's messier hair from the film. Now, since we see some shots of Wolverine with his sleeves ripped off in the trailer, I thought it'd be fun to include an alternate version of his torso without the sleeves. And of course, it wouldn't be Wolverine without his iconic mask and claws. He would use a new dual molded mask piece, as I honestly hated when LEGO prints goggles on minifigure heads to represent the white eyes. And here's what the sleeveless version would look like with the mask on, making for probably one of the best figures I made for the set. For our last main character, we have Dogpool. Fun fact, Peggy, the actor for Dogpool, won the ugliest dog award in Britain. Even after that, I still believe she's cute in her own unique way.
She's coming with us! No, she's not.
Oh, yes,
No. Oh, yeah.
She would use a new, modified version of the official Chihuahua piece with her cute little tub of hair sticking at the top, with some printing for her outfit and her huge, adorable tongue. Even though it's just one piece, it's gotta be one of my favorite parts of the set. So, with our main characters out of the way, how about we take a look at the people responsible for sending Deadpool and Wolverine on their journey. As someone who thinks the Loki series is one of the best thing Marvel has released since Endgame, I'm pretty hyped to see the TVA pop up here. Just the concept of this whole authority regulating time and space just really clicks with me. Would love for Mobius to make a cameo, but I'm fine with this new Paradox guy for the time being. He would use dual molded legs with some printing for his shoes, as well as some arm printing for his unique suit texture. This along with an alternate angrier expression with a band-aid around his nose, like in the trailers, and the Commissioner Gordon hairpiece from the LEGO Batman movie. Finally, he would have a 2x1 flat tile with printing to represent a temp pad as his accessory. Don't have anything else to say about this, I just really like the way the figure looks. Now, I feel like just Paradox alone doesn't do the TVA justice, so I decided to throw in a couple TVA agents to build more conflict within the set. They would use dual molded legs with some boot printing, as well as some dual molded arms with printing to represent their shoulder pads. I took some inspiration from the new Hydra Trooper figures, as I really liked the way they printed the visor onto the head. So I did the same thing, this along with a helmet piece with some printing with TVA markings. Finally, they would have a break build time stick as their accessory. Still, one TVA agent alone doesn't stand a chance against most enemies, so the set would come with 2 of them. Same figure, no differences at all. Kinda simple, but I like the way they turned out looking. Well, with most of our good guys out of the way, and I say that with heavy quotation marks, I think it's time we move on to the villains of the set. out of all the villains this movie could have had, Cassandra Nova was nowhere near my top 10 choices. Heck, I didn't even know she existed until the first trailer was released. She has an extremely simple design, using dual molded legs with some matching hip and torso printing for her boots and trench coat. Other than that, I mean, she has a disappointed expression, and yeah, that's about it. Might be a really simple figure, but I think I did a great job capturing Emma Corrin's likeness. If I'm being honest, Pyro is just here because she showed up in the first trailer. Still, I think I cooked with this figure though. There weren't a lot of great reference images, so I took a lot of creative liberties with his design. He would use dual molded legs with some printing for his boots, as well as dual molded arms with printing for his gloves with straps. He has these goggles around his neck, so instead of printing them on, I used this headphone neck attachment, as it kinda looks like goggles, and it adds a little extra detail to the figure. Finally, he would have an alternate angrier expression, and would use the dog trainer hairpiece. In the end, what I originally thought was going to be a challenging figure to make turned out to be one of my favorite figures to design. For the last figure of the set, we have Sabertooth. Glad to see him back after Cyclops cooked his ass in the first X-Men film. Like Cassandra Nova, he would use dual molded legs with some matching hip and torso printing for his boots and coat. This along with an alternate even angrier expression with his teeth showing. And the Aquaman hair with printing for his graying hair. Finally, he would use the Wolverine claws in order to represent his long pointy nails. Even if the head looks a little off, I'm still really proud of the final figure. Now that we're done with the figures, I think it's finally time we cover the actual set. Originally, for the build, I was going to make the runes of the 20th Century Fox logo, but after that second trailer released, I thought it'd be more fun to build Cassandra Nova's compound. I mean, it's a freaking giant man skull. So much cooler than the Fox logo in my opinion. There would be a side build for Alioth, since they make a couple of appearances in the trailers, and they're a massive part of the Void in the Loki series. So it just makes sense to include them. I took some inspiration from the recent Leviathan build from the Avengers Tower. Similarly, Alioth would have a clear stand for them to levitate on, giving the appearance that they are flying down to consume some Void residents. The actual build would comprise of 3 different sections, this being some scaffolding and the giant man head. Both of the scaffoldings are the same build but flipped, being made up of multiple gate pieces and rods. This alone looked pretty bland though, so I threw in a couple of Easter eggs to the past Deadpool films. Starting on the right, at the bottom there would be some crate and boxes with supplies and weapons, as well as this coin piece to represent the token from Wade and Vanessa's first date, which Cable used to save Deadpool's life in the second film. On the other side, there would be a vending machine for the soda from the Incredible Hulk film, you know, the one that killed Stan Lee, as well as the rat from Endgame on the table. At the top, there would be a boombox as a reference to this iconic scene.
I made mistakes. I want to take him back.
And a teddy bear to represent the one that belonged to Cable's daughter. And on the other side would be Deadpool's drawing from the first film, as well as his Adventure Time watch. Moving on to the left, at the bottom there would be a couple of trash cans, like the ones included in all the other Marvel modulars, as well as another trash can with a Green Lantern in it, as well as the Green Lantern script covered in ketchup on the floor as a reference to Deadpool's time travel escapade from the second film. Finally, at the top, there would be some more boxes and the iconic Lego Superheroes fire extinguisher, as well as a barrel and a Mickey Mouse head as a hidden Mickey of sorts, mostly because it's still crazy to me that Disney allowed Ryan Reynolds to make an R-rated film. For the main build, I took some inspiration from TommyCBricks' giant man design, as like him, I believe minifigs should keep their anatomy as they grow in size. You probably already know who he is, but just in case you don't, his socials are in the description down below. I just made a few modifications to his design and increased the size of the head to better scale with the rest of the set. Like in the film, the helmet would be able to open up, revealing Paul Rudd's aged look.
Huh. Paul Rudd finally aged.
There would also be an attachable bridge, allowing for the minifigs to enter the head. Like some of my past designs, the back of the head would be able to open up like a dollhouse, allowing for access to the inside. I had a really hard time trying to figure out what to put inside the head, as we don't really get a lot of good looks at the inside of the skull. So I took some creative liberties and added a couple more Easter eggs. Starting at the front, there would be the small lobby at the bottom with a chair for Cassandra Nova to sit in, and the bar for Logan to start get some fights and drink his sorrows away. At the top, there would be a rug with some candle lights around it, allowing you to replicate Wolverine's standoff against Cassandra Nova from the trailers. Moving up to the sides, on the bottom, there would be a table with a tea set and a micro version of Cerebro with some screens and the Cerebro helmet in the middle. Moving to the top, there would be Professor X's wheelchair, as well as the sword Yashida gives to Logan in the Wolverine film. This along with a crate with the syringe that activates Deadpool's mutant gene in the first film, and the decapitated head of Wade from X-Men Origins Wolverine, and a box of Hero Flakes, as seen in Deadpool 2, signed by Ryan Reynolds and all. Finally, there would be the actual Deadpool from the first film, and the shirt with Taylor Swift's cats that Wade wore in the second film. And of course, I couldn't forget about the 116 kilos of, booger sugar right next to the cure for blindness like in the film. Alongside this, there would be another pistol and a chimichanga hidden under it all. Also, I forgot to mention this, but the roof would be detachable, allowing for easy access to the inside of the skull. You might have noticed earlier that the skull has a couple of technicals, which would allow for a Doctor Strange link portal to be attached to the skull, allowing you to recreate the now iconic portal scene from the trailers. This was honestly one of my favorite projects so far. Everything from the build to the figures was so fun to design. I'm honestly just proud of the way the set came out looking. Sure, it's unrealistic in some parts, but I still think it's a great display piece that with some modifications, LEGO would theoretically make. Well, there you go. That's all the builds and minifigures from Deadpool and Wolverine that I was able to make for this custom set. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider snicking that subscribe button and leaving a like, as it helps out the channel a lot. As I said before, the set was designed before the movie came out, so while you're down there, how about you let me know how accurate I got? Who knows, if this video does well enough, maybe I'll come back and make a more screen accurate set one day. As always, have a great day, and remember to stay awesome and creative. See ya! And hey, if you're interested in Marvel properties, consider checking out the videos listed on screen right now. On your left, you can find my video that's based on the masterpiece that is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. If you'd like to see more of the multiverse, on the right you can find my Spider-Man No Way Home video. As always, take care, and I'll see you fellow LEGO enjoyers next time.